So now I can be that father and the man that I need to be.
Carmelo Anthony may have a few children he's tried to keep secret from the public and from his family. The children were supposedly born while Carmelo was still married to Lala Anthony, and Lala reportedly isn't their mother. And that's not even the most shocking part. Honestly, guys, the detail of this story will leave you speechless. Since these kids allegedly aren't Lala's, it's no wonder that Carmelo has supposedly tried to keep anyone from finding out about them. I mean, cheating on your wife and getting other women pregnant is an almost surefire way to ruin a marriage. And considering that Carmelo had been with Lala since he was 19 and that he had a child with her, he almost definitely didn't want that. Of course, he wouldn't have had anything to hide if he just, I don't know, hadn't cheated in the first place. But I guess that was too much to ask for from Carmelo because he faced multiple cheating rumors throughout the 11 years he was married to Lala. It seemed like Carmelo just couldn't stop himself from getting with other women, and considering all the rumors, he apparently wasn't very good at hiding these affairs at all. It eventually became too much for Lala, and she and Carmelo split in 2017 after news of the first secret child started to make its way around the internet. They officially divorced in 2021 after a second story broke out about 2 more children he had on the low, and apparently the whole story is just completely insane. The drama started the way a lot of drama starts, with a TMZ report. According to TMZ, an unnamed woman came forward in April 2017 to announce that she was pregnant and that Carmelo was the father. TMZ said that the woman worked at an NYC gentleman's club. They didn't have many other details other than that Lala was super mad and that she and Carmelo were done. A few days later, more information about the mystery woman came out, and apparently TMZ got a few details wrong. It turns out that the woman claiming to be Carmelo's new baby mama was named Mia Burks and had been dating Carmelo for several months before she got pregnant. She wasn't, as TMZ had reported, an exotic dancer in NYC. Rather, she was working in education in Chicago. Chicagoan socialite Anthony Jacobs was the person who revealed Mia's identity. Anthony said he used to be Mia's roommate and had learned through mutual friends that Mia was pregnant. He decided to share the information even though Carmelo and Mia were planning on dealing with the pregnancy quietly. He said he did so because he wanted to get the real story out rather than letting the false reports continue circulating. I'm not sure why he had to disclose Mia's name though. I feel like he could have just shared the story without including personal details, which would have been way more respectful to Mia and Carmelo's wishes. Notably, Anthony also said that he had a falling out with Mia over rent while they were roommates. I wonder if he actually shared her name to get back at her. Whatever the reason for Anthony's decision though, the story was out there. And in August 2017, Mia gave birth to a girl named Genesis. At first, Carmelo seemed to want to have nothing to do with Mia or Genesis. He wouldn't publicly acknowledge that Genesis was his daughter, and according to Mia's Instagram page, he didn't spend any time with Genesis during her first few years. But a few years later, it appeared as if Carmelo was starting to make an effort to be in Genesis' life, seemingly confirming that she was actually his daughter. In December 2021, Mia and Genesis were seen in attendance at one of Carmelo's games. Mia posted a photo of herself on Instagram from the stands. She wrote in the caption that tryouts were over and cuffing season was complete, which could definitely have been interpreted as meaning that she and Carmelo were together. Of course, you could argue that they could have gone to the game even if Carmelo wasn't Genesis' father, and Mia's caption could have been referring to someone else entirely. But half a year later, something happened that seemed to end the debate once and for all, proving without a doubt that Genesis was Carmelo's kid. In July 2022, Mia posted another photo on Instagram. The new photo showed Genesis sitting next to a man at a restaurant. Only a sliver of the man's face could be seen, but a small detail gave his identity away. The man in the picture had a very unique piece of jewelry. A Jesus chain hung around his neck, the exact same Jesus chain that Carmelo had been previously spotted wearing. The piece was clearly one of a kind, and the man in the photo was definitely Carmelo. So 5 years after Genesis was born, Carmelo was finally ready to publicly admit that she was his, even if it took a little detective work to figure it out that it was him in the photo. And a few days after the revealing Instagram post, Carmelo made another appearance with Mia and Genesis. Genesis had her 5th birthday party in August 2022, and Carmelo was in attendance. It was great to see that Carmelo was spending time with his daughter and was willing to be seen in public with her. I'm happy that Genesis will get to grow up with her dad in her life, but 2 other kids who were also supposedly his might not be so lucky. In June 2021, new rumors that Carmelo had secretly impregnated another woman surfaced. Lala and Carmelo were still officially married at the time, though they weren't actually together. But even being only technically in a relationship with Carmelo was apparently too much for Lala once the the rumors started going around, and she quickly decided to file for divorce. And you won't believe what the new woman said that Carmelo did. According to Hollywood Unlocked, a woman who didn't want to share her name claimed that she gave birth to twins in April 2021 and that Carmelo was the father. The woman said she met Carmelo in New York in 2020. Apparently, they talked almost every day in 2020, and before long, they got together. She said that she knew Carmelo was married, but that he acted like he was single. He would supposedly FaceTime her from his bed at home, and he also allegedly didn't spend any time with his family, not even on holidays. The woman claimed that she also knew for people who were hooking up with Lala, so she didn't feel bad about being intimate with Carmelo. But then in September 2020, she found out that she was pregnant with twins. She said that she and Carmelo agreed that the best option was for her to get an abortion. They didn't want to deal with the public scrutiny that would come with Carmelo getting another woman pregnant outside of his marriage. According to the woman, the type of abortion she needed required her to bring someone with her to the procedure, likely to drive her home. And since she and Carmelo were trying to keep the pregnancy secret, he was the only one who would have come. But Carmelo never showed up when he was supposed to. Before long, too much time had passed and an abortion stopped being an option. So they had to make a new plan. Apparently, they decided that the next best option was to fly her to London to have the babies. They planned for Carmelo to come visit her there when his season was over, so she flew to London expecting to have the twins in June and for Carmelo to join her soon after. But she got a big surprise. The babies were born 2 months prematurely. One of them developed some serious complications and required brain surgery. The woman claimed that she tried repeatedly to contact Carmelo to tell him about the birth and the surgery, but he allegedly never answered his phone. Eventually, she got an email from him saying that he'd broken his phone, which was why he hadn't been answering her attempts to contact him. She responded to the email telling him what was going on with the twins and asking him to come see them. But according to the woman, he didn't seem to care at all about the surgery and told her that he needed time to figure something out with Lala before he could come visit her. After a few months of continuing to struggle to contact Carmelo and failing to get him to come to London, the woman decided that she needed to go public with her story in order to force Carmelo's hand and make him be a part of the twins' lives. It seemed like Carmelo really wanted nothing to do with the woman or the twins, and like she was desperate for him to care. It's unclear whether Carmelo even flew out to London or whether the woman was even telling the truth about Carmelo being the father in the first place. But he definitely hasn't been seen spending time with any twins the way he's been seen with Genesis. So who knows what's going on there? But what do you guys think? Can you believe that Carmelo has at least one secret kid and potentially a couple more? Do you think Carmelo is a good father? Let me know in the comments below.